It's a pleasure to live here in Humboldt. Such a beautiful area. On your way to nowhere, but once you get here, it is spectacular, I will say.
The Redwoods are a good call out because Humboldt, before it was a community that was known for cannabis cultivation, was known for logging. And a lot of California and much of the West was built with trees that came down in Northern California. And one of the things that I think would be great to start with is that we want to really platform the story of what the history of cannabis cultivation is in Northern California. And Scott, I'd love for you to give us your perspective as someone that lives in Humboldt and is deep in the community, starting with the Back to the Land movement. Can you give us some of the background, the history?
Sure, sure. I was not a part of that history. However, I support through the Humboldt Family Farms brand a lot of farmers that were a part of the Back to the Land movement back in the 60s and 70s, where cannabis was just one of the many crops that they grew to support their families and the community over the years, and it became a cash crop similar to what logging had done back in the day. It's interesting. One of the things that I love about coming up to Humboldt and Ferndale and Old Town Eureka is that all the buildings are built with this old growth redwood. And it's just really been down to an eighth of an inch even on the way in which the framing is done. It's incredible craft with these craftsmen and Victorian homes here in Humboldt. And over the years, the industry has changed. There was also fishing up here, and now the fishing community. We've got amazing Dungeness crab up here, and a lot of that back to the land movement has transitioned into more of a craft industry, not just with cannabis, but also with food and cheese and other arts and crafts and all of these things. And it's our farmers markets here, both in southern Humboldt and northern Humboldt, are a spectacle to see with the amount of energy that goes into one's craft. And cannabis is a good representation of that as well.